Hi, everybody, and welcome. So before we get started, I want to share this beautiful mala with you guys. I recently received a mala from Erica with Moos Malas, M-O-O-S, Malas. She's Moos_Malas on Instagram, and then you can also find her on Etsy, Moos Malas. And she was kind enough to send me this beautiful mala, and it is a light rose quartz and black onyx mala, both matte stones. And then the guru bead of the mala is an ocean jasper. And it was funny, everything happens by reason. I told her to just go ahead and send me whatever she felt called to send me. And this is the one she sent me. And it actually, the stones and everything work perfect for what I'm currently going through right now and what we're going to be discussing in this episode as far as like emotional release and subconscious release and all that good stuff. So rose quartz is excellent for the heart chakra and for compassion and tenderness and love, anything having to do with the heart and emotions, basically. And black onyx is really good to help kind of protect your energy and to help keep you kind of grounded so you don't get so lost in your emotions, kind of helps to keep you feeling not so lost in the waters of your heart. And ocean jasper itself is really good at helping you to release blocked emotions. So I had to kind of laugh. I'm like, this was perfect. So I definitely suggest to check out Erica's shop, Moos Malas, like I said, on Etsy and on Instagram. She has a lot of other malas on there, and they're all really great priced. I've seen some really, really freaking pricey malas out there, and I'm not knocking anybody. I mean, I'm sure those malas are worth it, but it is also nice to see really high quality malas that are reasonably priced. I can't even really talk. So definitely check out Moos Malas. And that kind of, I'll get into crystals and malas a little bit later into this episode, because I like to give you guys tools and stuff. I don't like to just always talk about things and then not give you any tools to help you work through the things. So we'll get into the crystals and the malas in just a bit. So today I really want to talk to you guys about releasing those energetic blockages, working through subconscious crap that you have to release. And it's not always pretty. In fact, it's usually not pretty. Working on ourselves and working with our subconscious and working past blockages and releasing crap, it can be really, really tough. But it needs to be done. It needs to be done because if you think about it, even if you're trying to like block it off consciously, we're still thinking about things subconsciously. Our body is thinking of it, our energetic body, our physical body, because really whatever manifests energetically with us, it then manifests physically with us as well. So if we have crap going on in our subconscious or in our auric field and we're not dealing with it and we're not releasing it and we're holding on to it, it then can manifest as dis-ease within our bodies as well. So it's really important that we release these things and that we don't try to just hold on to them, which can be difficult, I know, because a lot of the time too, it's weird. It's like we don't want to hold on to our crap and our garbage, but then at the same time, we kind of don't want to let it go because we're used to it. We're comfortable with it. Even if it makes us uncomfortable and it stresses us out and it kind of lowers us down to a lower vibe or anything, it's still familiar to us. And so that is comfortable, even if it's unpleasant. But really, in order to move on in your life, in order to reach the next level in your life, whether that's energetically or physically or manifesting things into your life, you need to release things to make room for the better things and the new things to come into your life. If we're constantly holding on to crap from the past, we can't move forward, and we don't have room in our lives for new things and good things. Maybe these things that we're holding on to served us in the past for a reason, but they're not serving us anymore. And so it's time to release them and let them go. A lot of the time too, if you find that, you're working towards something and it's just not coming to fruition, or, you're trying to change your mindset, or you're trying to manifest things into your life, or you're trying to achieve goals and things, and you just keep hitting these roadblocks, more often than not, it's because you're holding on to some old belief, or you're holding on to some old memory, or some old feeling, or some old energy that needs to be released in order for you to then welcome in whatever it is that you're working towards or trying to bring into your life. So I kind of want to talk about what is more specifically going on right now, because I'm in it right now. And I had a different episode planned for today's episode, but then I'm like, you know what, I need to talk about this. Especially, I pulled a card today that was for the collective, and it was release was the card. So I'm like, all right, we're going to talk about this. So sometimes we're consciously aware of what it is that we're releasing, or what it is that we need to release. We may know specifically, I remember when I was in 3rd grade and this happened and it made me feel this way, and I've been holding on to it, and that's what I need to release. So sometimes, we know for sure what, who, what, when, where, why, and that we need to release it. A lot of the time, though, we may not necessarily know the specifics of what we need to release. We may have a general idea of, the kind of themes that we need to release, but we may not necessarily know the specifics. And that's what I'm personally dealing with right now. I'm dealing with busting through some money mentality blocks, and I've been kind of working through the layers, and I've been discovering different layers to my money blocks. And it's kind of surprising, too, on where these layers are taking me. So you'll find, too, when you have, it kind of starts as just a general, I know this is what I need to release and this is what I need to work on. And then you kind of, once you think of, I want to release, or, I want to work through XYZ, it's already starting to happen. It's already starting to happen in your subconscious. It's already starting to happen in your body. It's already starting to happen in your energy field. Just making the conscious decision to work through, a theme, your mind and everything already starts trying to release it and trying to work through it, whether you're aware of the specifics of it. But you'll find as you kind of start working through it, different layers start to appear, but you can't force the layers to happen. And that's where I'm at right now. It's more, I'm aware of what's going on, that there's something happening in my subconscious and in my body and in my energy field of releasing, and I'm aware of the general theme of it, and maybe even a little bit of aware of some kind of specifics of things, but just it's more of just a general awareness of release. And that's okay when you do that. You don't have to know the specifics. Our conscious mind wants to know. Our ego wants to know, well, what are we releasing? What are we getting rid of here? Because your ego is the one that wants to hold on to these things, because these things maybe did make you feel safe at one point. So your ego wants to keep you safe. A lot of the time it's kind of to the detriment of your growth and your progress, but your ego is wanting to hold on to these things because it's wanting to keep you safe. So it's really wanting to know, well, who, what, when, where, why, what are the specifics of what are we releasing here? What's going on? And it's kind of in a panic. And meanwhile, your subconscious is like, chill, dude, we got this. We're working through this. We're releasing it. Like, just mind your business. It's okay. So when we try so hard to consciously think of like, well, what are we releasing? When did this happen? How did this make me feel? It's almost like we put a block on it. We kind of stop the work in the subconscious mind from happening. So it takes some work. I'm not saying it's easy, but to kind of just try to hush that conscious mind, maybe try to distract your conscious mind with something else, and know that you don't have to consciously be thinking of the specifics of what you're releasing in order to be releasing these things. Our subconscious mind is always working. So you're working through and releasing energy blockages in your dreams. You're doing it even while you're awake and just not even really aware of it. Physically, when we exercise and we exert ourselves physically, energy is moving in our physical body, and it's working through blocks, and it's helping your body push out unneeded stuff, unneeded energy. So physical exertion is good when you know and you're aware that you're releasing something. It really does help to increase your physical activity, even if that's just walking for an extra 10 minutes a day, doing some jumping jacks before you go to bed or in the morning or something. Just increasing a little bit of extra physical activity will help release the energy blockages within your body. And again, you don't need to know the specifics of it. Journaling is an excellent way to kind of help. It kind of keeps your conscious mind a little busy because you have to consciously be, you know, a little bit aware of like, I'm holding the pencil, I'm writing, what am I writing? But it also gives you a chance to kind of zone out a little bit when you're journaling, and that gives a chance for your subconscious mind to release messages and release things. So journaling is really good. Let's get into like some of the tools, because this is a good transition for that, is tarot cards and oracle cards. So if you are feeling kind of stuck and you're feeling a little like, okay, I know I'm releasing something right now, but like, what's the general topic of what I'm releasing? Because this can also help you figure out which other tools and stuff you could maybe be bringing into your practice to help you release even further. So you can maybe pull some cards, some tarot or oracle cards, and ask yourself, you know, what is my subconscious working through right now? And pull a card on it. And then you can pull another card that says, what can I do to help release this even further? And pull a card for that. And that can kind of help give you some guidance. But again, it doesn't necessarily need to be something super specific. Like I pulled a couple cards earlier for myself. I asked, you know, what's the theme? What is my subconscious working through right now? And the card I got was the Page of Cups, which was relating to childhood stuff, which made a lot of sense. And then I asked, what can I do to help, you know, move this along? And I got, oh, I'm sorry, I pulled two cards for my, what is my subconscious working through? And I got the Page of Cups and then the Moon reversed, which means it's dealing with subconscious stuff from my childhood that I've been blocking out. And I need to just let my subconscious do its thing to release these things and to release these blockages. So cards can help. Cards can really help you to kind of have a little bit of a guidance. So if you can kind of feel your body is releasing things, your subconscious is releasing things, pull some cards and see, you know, what does it relate to? Maybe it relates to money. Maybe it relates to childhood. Maybe it relates to love, to confidence. Because then that can kind of help you figure out what tools to help bring in. So that can help you. So like if you're doing money releasing, you know, you would maybe want to work with some crystals like pyrite or citrine or aventurine, you know, some money crystals. You can bring those into your practice. But more often than not, when we are, a good rule of thumb for when you are releasing, whether you're aware of what you're releasing or not, working with the heart space and grounding are excellent things to keep in mind when you're releasing anything. So like this mala is excellent for this. So like ocean jasper, like I said at the beginning, is really good for releasing energy blockages. So keeping some ocean jasper near you. And again, it could just be near you. You could wear it as a mala. You can hold it while you do some meditation. And rose quartz is another excellent crystal because it's great for the heart space. So rhodonite, rose quartz, those are really good heart chakra stones. Malachite is also a good heart chakra stone. So you can even hold it over your heart space while you're doing a meditation. And yeah, hold over your heart while you're doing meditation, or just keep it near you. And then some grounding stones as well, like or energy transmuting crystals are good. So like black tourmaline, black onyx, smoky quartz, those are really good crystals to help kind of keep you grounded and to kind of filter out the energy. Those are really good crystals to have. And then oils, essential oils are excellent. Oh my God, I can't even tell you how amazing essential oils are for dealing with anything, whether it be, you know, physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, anything. Essential oils are excellent. They really just help to give you that extra boost and that extra push, because essential oils, they do work on the physical level, they work on the energetic level, they work on the spiritual level. I mean, they're plant angels, they're plant medicine, they are amazing. So my personal absolute favorite to use when I'm doing anything with releasing or heart chakra work is the flower oils. So ylang ylang, geranium, rose especially is amazing. Rose is such a high vibrational oil. It really just works to like permeate your entire energy field. It's amazing. So you can just take, I personally have been using the doTERRA Rose Touch. It's a pre-diluted essential oil. It's rose with coconut oil and a handy dandy roller bottle. So I will take it out oh my God, it smells so good. And I smell it, and then I will rub it just onto my heart space. And I usually just make a cross symbol onto my chest, onto my heart space. Breathing in that smell and that oil and feeling it work. And I'll usually keep my hands kind of over my heart space. And this is when you can say some affirmations if you want, or you can even just feel that feel the energy of the oil. It's amazing. Feel the energy of the oil. Just, you can almost feel it just like sinking into every cell of your body, every cell of your being. You can feel it kind of like vibrating out and affecting your entire energy field. It really is such an amazing oil. And already, like, I almost feel calmer. I was getting all excited, and I feel just, it's an oil that lets you have a breath. And the other oils are good too. Ylang ylang and geranium are really good as well, but like nothing compares to rose oil. Oh, jasmine, neroli, those are also good oils for the heart chakra. But you can just hold your hands over your heart space and say some affirmations. Or you can use the oil, diffuse it, apply it to your heart, and then hold a mala or a crystal and say the affirmations that way. You can do the mala the traditional way and, say an affirmation or some breaths with each bead, and move your hand down to a different bead and work through all of the 108 beads. But you can say some affirmations. Again, you don't need to have specifics. So maybe you're like, well, what affirmations am I going to say? I don't know what the hell I'm working through. What am I going to say? Just keep it general. Even though I am working through and releasing, I keep myself in a space of love. That could be an affirmation you say. I give myself love and compassion as I release these unneeded energies. Just keep it general, just in a general of love and compassion and release. And it's so freaking helpful, because there's been so many times lately that I'm like, oh my God, like I'm really feeling this releasing and I don't know what the hell I'm releasing, and it can kind of make you feel a little crazy. And so that's when I usually get a crystal and an oil. My favorite particularly is to get a grounding crystal and hold it in my hand. So like black tourmaline or black onyx. And then I put the rose oil onto my chest, put one hand over my heart, and just take some deep breaths. And just even that, just holding the crystal, having the oil, smelling the oil, and just doing some breathing can just make you feel so much better. And you can almost feel energy kind of like trickling down, and you can feel it kind of releasing, because breath is so important as well. So focusing on the breathing and the exhale, and you really can, it's almost like you can feel the energy just kind of melting and kind of just releasing away from you. And you don't have to be aware of what it is that you're releasing. So I really, really suggest using tools, essential oils, crystals. If you don't have any tools, that's okay. Just do some breathing, do some physical movements, and do some journaling, and that will really, really help get you through the releasing process. Another thing I really want to touch on really quick is when you are going through this releasing, you get kind of in this weird in-between phase where it's like, you're releasing things and you're releasing some things, and you may be aware of what they are. You might not really be aware of what they are. And your body and your energy and your mind and everything is like releasing these things, and it's kind of making room for stuff, but it's still not completely released yet. So you don't have a ton of room for everything new to come in. And you're at just this really weird kind of like crossroads. So just be aware of that and just honor it. And don't try to consciously like force anything. Just be aware. Oh, okay, I'm at this little in-between phase. And this is maybe when you could bring in some other affirmations as far as helping you look forward to bringing in the new. Because remember, we are comfortable, we're familiar with the things that we were holding on to. And so it can be a little bit scary to release these things that we are so familiar with and ready for like new unexpected things to come into our lives. So you can say some affirmations like, I know that whatever is to come into my life is of my highest good, is of divine energy. Affirmations like that can help you to kind of ease the anxious feelings of like, oh, well, if I release this stuff, what's going to come into my life then? And again, oils can help with that. The flower oils particularly are really good for that, knowing that I only allow what is of my highest good to enter into my life. Only things of divine energy are allowed into my life. Affirmations like that can really be helpful to kind of ease your mind. And I feel like I was going to say something else about all of this. Oh, like, when will you know? When will you know that you are done releasing? It's more just kind of like you'll know. Yeah, which sounds so goofy, but it's more you'll just kind of be like, oh, like I don't have that funky feeling anymore, or I don't have that feeling of like being aware that something, you know, being subtly aware that something's going on in your subconscious. That kind of feeling will just kind of be gone, and you'll probably feel a little bit lighter, and you'll feel more ready for the next thing. You won't feel like you're stuck in that like kind of crossroads thing. And you may, when you're releasing, you may have some crappy feelings. Like right now, I've been going through this weird, there's just been this like sadness sitting with me, and I can't put my finger on it. I can't name it. I can't place it. It's just this sadness. And rather than like forcing myself to try to figure out what the sadness is, I've been more just acknowledging it, observing it, and then just kind of letting it be. And that's when I use the oils and I do some breaths and I kind of just breathe through those moments of the sad feeling. For you, you may feel some anger even. You may feel some like, you know, where you don't know where this anger is coming from. Again, just breathe through it, use some oils, use some crystals, pull some cards, do some journaling. And just, you don't necessarily need to name it or find a reason for it. Just acknowledge it and then kind of just move past it and just kind of like, okay, I've acknowledged this and I'm going to put it to the side now and then just continue on. I do want to say though, if it becomes an issue, if you're finding that you are becoming depressed, or maybe it really is stirring a lot of anger and you're having some anger issues, or you're feeling very, very overwhelmed and very anxious, you know, don't ever hesitate to like seek professional help. Like go talk to a counselor, go talk to a therapist. If you're not new to like what I talk about, I am a huge advocate for mental health awareness and for seeking help. There's nothing wrong with seeking professional help. I always say if you are even somewhat considering the idea of seeking professional help and seeking a therapist or a counselor, you need to go. If that thought has even like somewhat entered your mind of like, maybe I should go talk to somebody, you should probably go talk to somebody. You don't have to be like a ridiculous mess to go talk to somebody, but just be aware if it's more of just like, oh, this is a sadness that will pass. That's okay. But if it starts to become an issue and it's really impacting your life and, you know, you're having like really negative thoughts or, you know, maybe your anxiety is like impacting your life and you can't like function on a daily basis, it's time to seek some help. You of course can still always use your crystals and cards and oils and everything as well. I mean, that's what I did when I worked through all of my major crap. I was in therapy and I was also using my spiritual and holistic tools as well. I think they pair perfectly. So that's my little PSA. So that's all I got for you guys today. Just remember, if you are releasing stuff and going through stuff, this too shall pass. And get excited for releasing that old baggage and looking forward to all the new awesomeness that's going to come into your life. So you are amazing. You are strong. You got this. And I will talk to all of you later. And don't forget to check out Moo's Malas on Etsy and on Instagram. Peace and love, everybody. Bye-bye.